is the greatest and one of the only Thanksgiving movies ever made, with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which was released in theaters November 25th, 1987. And what's interesting about that is that in 1987, Thanksgiving Day was on November 26th. So that meant if you went to go see this movie on its opening night, you were watching these events unfold in real time as they tried to get back home for Thanksgiving. Now, of course, the movie is an odyssey that spans several days before Thanksgiving, but you get the point. And it certainly made you glad that you were sitting in a theater and not in traffic or on a crowded airplane, because this movie famously captured the essence of pre-Thanksgiving travel, which of course is well known for being a tremendous headache, especially if you gotta fly anywhere. God help you. And you know, that's another strange thing about Thanksgiving, is that it's a very underplayed holiday, yet it's one of the busiest travel times of the year. Thanksgiving means a lot to us, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is proof positive of just how much trouble and money people will go through just to get home for Thanksgiving. And this really is a tremendous movie. Everything about it is well done, and everything about it is funny. Well, except for the soul-crushing ending. Yeah, it's a real sock in the gut once you find out what the real story is behind Del Griffith. Now, as you may know, everything turns out okay, but it's still a very heartfelt ending, and geez, you feel really bad for the guy. But it's just one of the things that makes this movie so great. And another thing that makes this movie so great is the chemistry between John Candy and Steve Martin. It really makes you wish that these two did more movies together. And what else is interesting about this movie is the strange, unexpected Kevin Bacon cameo in the beginning. Now, I have a theory that is probably a complete waste of time, but nonetheless, I think this is Jake Briggs, Kevin Bacon's character from She's Having a Baby, which was released in theaters February 5th, 1988, only a few months after the release of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and both films were directed by John Hughes. So I dare to say that these two films exist within correlation of the same cinematic universe. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. It's time. No. Stop that. Stop that.
Initiate.
Shut it down.
Overanalyzer.
Shut it down. Come on, stop that.
In 3.
Stop that. 2. Stop that. 1.
Initiate.
Overanalyze. For f***'s sakes. Interesting factoid, there's a scene where Neil Page's wife Susan is actually watching She's Having a Baby, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but also makes perfect sense, if you factor in the ratio and the circulation of the earth, and just back to the video. Anyways, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was released on VHS by Paramount Home Video in 1988, and again in 1990, and I have 3 of these in my collection. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm glad to have them. And there are subtle differences between the 1988 distribution and the 1990 distribution. The spine of the 1990 distribution includes the bench that they are sitting on the cover, and the 1988 distribution does not. And the back of the 1990 distribution has more going on, where the 1988 distribution is more minimalist. And the labels on the cassettes themselves are quite different from the 1988 distribution and the 1990 distribution. And there's even subtle differences between the 1990 distributions. Yeah, the labels are different, and even the model of cassette they used is different. So it's just one of those things that makes VHS collecting fun and frustrating. Or should I say, funstrating? I shouldn't say that. That sounds really weird.
#funstrating.
Now, does anybody really give a shit about this? Probably not, but I still think it's pretty neat. And you can find either of these nowadays for pretty cheap prices. Yeah, this is a great movie, but it is not a rare VHS tape.
Watch the full episode here, as well as other classic Cat Nanos VHS pirate ship adventures. And please hit subscribe.